What up, y'all? How's it going? How everybody doing this Monday afternoon, Monday, December the 5th, 2022? This is another live edition of Steve's Kitchen. The kitchen is officially open for service. I hope all of you enjoyed your weekends, whatever it is that you did. Hopefully you had a good one, whether you went out with your families, your loved ones, whatever the fuck you did. We hope you had a good one this weekend. But what's going on? I am not so lucky charm, Steve. I am the Prince of Peru. I am the Peruvian Fight TV extraordinaire. And come Saturday, I will be the Peruvian Bleacher Report live extraordinaire. I am Steve. What's going on, everyone? I'm here joined by the good brother all the way from Detroit. He is the sous chef here on Steve's Kitchen. He is the enforcer. The pride of Detroit. He is 13-0, and he's also 5-7. The one, the only Big Mike. Big Mike, what's going on, bro?
Nothing much, Steve. Just chilling. It's a nice afternoon on this first day of winter meetings for baseball. A lot of players have been moving, and also some wrestling news. So can't wait to talk about it.
Players been moving, so good move for the line. Good move for the Tigers. Good moves.
Tigers haven't made any moves yet, but other teams have.
I can imagine it's very intense right now. Very you're wondering, right, if your team, in general, I feel like anyone's team, right? They get it's like a draft pick or like players that are already signed to like teams already that are making moves and shit like that.
Well, it's basically this winter meetings are basically like big free agent signings.
Okay.
So big free agent signings and some trades. In baseball, they really don't trade draft picks. They're just now implementing a lottery for the MLB for the draft this year, which is stupid. It's usually the worst record. It's like the first over, get the first dibs and then on down. But now it's like they added odds to it, which is stupid.
How so? Explain. What do you mean with odds? Like, what do they get? Like,
so the three worst teams in baseball get the best odds, are tied for the best odds. So I believe it's like 16.2% each, and then it decreases from there. The Tigers have the seventh best odds to get the first overall pick.
Okay, I see. I mean,
where we were the seventh worst player last year, we would have gotten the seventh pick automatically.
my area.
Yeah. So now that's not even destined. We could fall to like 15.
Shit. Yeah, damn, man. How about the Yankees? Where are they at right now? What pick they get?
The Yankees are a winning organization. They have worst draft odds every year because they're in the playoffs every year. Okay. So you're looking to get big free agents. The Yankees have to worry about getting Aaron Judge back in a Yankees uniform.
Oh man, I heard
they just extended Brian Cashman 4 years. So if they extended him already, that means that it's probably a no-brainer that he probably signed.
Fair enough.
Judge. Yeah.
Fair enough. For me, bro, listen, I've been in World Cup mode this whole couple of days, man. Brazil just beat South Korea 4-1. It's crazy because, bro, I should have parlayed, yo. I should have played, and I went with my instinct, like, I'm not gonna parlay after what happened this past weekend with UFC Fight Night and yesterday, that Cowboy versus the Colts game. Like, yeah, my parlay days are over, right? Like, I thought about it too. It is crazy because had the first two goals, had I placed like, all right, these two guys score a goal, I would have won. Granted, not much because Brazil's already a fucking favorite as it is. You know what I mean? Brazil's already a fucking favorite, so you're not even winning much. You place $10, you're winning like $15 and shit, right? Now, had I played on South Korea, I placed $10. You're looking at least $15,000. some shit like that. Like, but you know for a fact, like, come on, it's fucking Brazil. They're not losing to South Korea here. Come on,
Right.
you know. Other than that, Japan lost to Croatia today in penalty shootouts. Brazil, at the end of the day, Japan had nothing to be ashamed of.
Mm-hmm.
They beat Germany and Spain in the group stage, and both teams that they beat were champions at one point or another in the history of the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Had you would have told me at the end of the group stage that Japan would have gone through and not Germany, I would have not believed you.
Mm-hmm.
Would have not believed you at all.
Mm-hmm.
So there is that. Argentina beat Australia, which I was happy about on Saturday. The U.S. lost to the Netherlands. I almost said Holland, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was it Saturday or was it Friday? Yeah, it was Saturday. It was a Saturday. So there was that also. But nonetheless, I'm excited for the World Cup. It's about to be done with in 2 weeks from now. The finals is the finals of the World Cup is literally less than 2 weeks. Just keep that in mind too. Just keep that in mind. So there's that. It's also my dad's birthday today. So happy birthday to my dad. Happy birthday to you. My dad turned 69. The big 6'9", bruh. That's how old he's turning right now. The big 6'9" years old. We're gonna try to make this short a little. We're gonna try to make this show a little short to this week. We're gonna try to shorten the show this week because I have to go out to eat dinner. I have to go out to eat dinner with him in like an hour or so. So we're gonna try to make this a short show. So there's that. We have a lot to get into, a lot to discuss. A lot went down over the weekend. But again, if you are new to the YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button down below. Give the video a big old thumbs up. Share it through social media and all that fun stuff. Follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. We got Brandon Brown in the chat. Verlander went to the Mets. All right. Chief, what's up, guys? Always got to show y'all support. I appreciate that, Chief, as always. As always, showing support. But there's a lot to get into. It's a lot to get into this week. In case I don't know how many of you guys caught Around the Point on Friday, but me and Mike, we discussed William Regal and AEW. We talked about how the story was that he is on his way back to WWE. We talked about this on Friday's show. Well, it looks like now it's official. William Regal is no longer in AEW. William Regal is making his way back to WWE officially. That's the thing. He's now officially making his way back to WWE. They're saying that it's going to be taking place the beginning of next year. Now, there's a lot of people out there that are talking about how Tony fumbled this one, how Tony should have saw this coming. Considering that William Regal was very close to Triple H. Very, very close. And considering the fact that now this happened, William Regal is on his way back to WWE. And a lot of people, are in that whole thing right now where they're looking at Tony. How did you let this happen? What's wrong with you? Why would you sign to this short of a deal? Right? There we go. For whatever reason, my mic from time to time will act very funny. So there's that too. Keep that in mind. All right. So I think I moved the cord here on my arm. So there's that. And Big Mike is back. Big Mike, welcome back.
Yeah. It's good to be back.
Were the guests coming in or the guests filing in? You had to check. You had to double check with security.
Yeah, double check. I had to do a lot of stuff, man. It's just I don't want to talk about it.
I can imagine, bro. You were running back, man. Listen, man. I know the guests are coming in. They're filing in. It's a big special today. We literally had we had to literally carve an entire pork, and we had a fillet fish today. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. All right. But I was talking about, as you were gone, taking care of the guests real quick with security. We were talking about William Regal. On Friday, we talked about how he's making his way back to WWE. There's been that speculation, right? Well, now it's official. He's gone from AEW.
Yeah.
And how there's a lot of people within the media, within, what have you, the internet, right? Are looking at Tony Khan and saying, Tony, shame on you, man. How'd you let this happen? How'd you not see this coming? All that stuff, man. And I get it. For those of you who aren't aware, William Regal looked out for Triple H when Triple H was starting up in WCW. So I feel like, yeah, for a long time now, Triple H will always look after William Regal. Be the right man, be the right-hand guy, if you will. And a lot of people, like I just said moments ago, are looking at Tony Khan and like, yo, bro, how the fuck do you let this happen?
Right. Yeah, from the things that I've dig deep on, because I knew we were going to talk about this topic.
The plug gave you more info?
No, I really haven't talked to him.
To our vendor? To the vendor?
No, I watched a couple of videos just to get the perception of what has been going on with this whole situation. And it looks like that, just like with everything else has been going on in AEW, is that maturity is the main denominator in everything that's been AEW's downfall.
Really?
Yeah. It's
Go on. I'm sorry, Mike.
It's rumored that him giving advice and trying to give a little bit of wisdom to the backstage, it was not appreciated at all.
It wasn't it? Like, nah, homie, we ain't trying to hear this shit, man.
Yeah, it's like, and that's pretty much the downfall of AEW's shortcomings as of late, is that a lot of guys you hear, that's like one of the things, is like, oh, these guys don't listen, they don't want to take no advice. You see the fight with Sammy Guevara and Andrade. He doesn't want to take advice from anybody. He thinks he knows too much. All that type of stuff. Same thing with others. And it's just becoming a big deal.
Like an LOL, like,
Yeah, no, go ahead.
No, go on. I didn't mean to cut you off here.
No, it's just like, man, it's like you got a guy like William Regal, and we were praising him. We were like, man, this is a great signing. And like I said before, it was the one time where I was like, Tony, you better sign this dude, because he's gonna change your locker room situation. And the fact that he couldn't change your locker room or put it any inkling of what he had in WWE in that locker room speaks volumes.
Yeah. By the way, Mike, how am I coming off, by the way? Am I coming off good?
You sound good.
All right, because I had a little issue with the microphone. Like, I think the cable is very sensitive now. So like when I move my elbow or something, it'll just unplug and you'll get the computer microphone. And that's shitty audio. So what I'm probably going to be doing during this holiday time is probably getting myself a new microphone. I do want to get into the whole XLR wave. I do, but it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, but you have to get like a
mixer, a sound,
a soundboard, all that type of stuff. And I don't know if you really want to deal with that. I might send some things your way. Some easy like podcasts, like plug and play equipment.
Yeah,
where it's a mixer, but it's an easier mixer to use. I saw something, so I'll send that to you. But nonetheless,
nonetheless, we
it's sad because they can't, figure out the maturity in backstage. Because when you lose a guy like William Regal, you lose a lot of things. His teachings, his wisdom, his advice. Um, Tony Khan should have, kind of had him by his side a little bit more. And I saw you tweet this earlier. You said his inexperience as an owner.
I'll read it if you don't
read
mind.
it.
So this is what I posted on my Twitter, literally at 2:19 p.m. Right now, mind you, this is probably the most complimentary I feel like I've been towards Tony Khan. Because I feel like at times we get labeled as AEW critics. I feel like we're in that, like me, you, Chase, and Walter, right? We're put in that bubble at times, even though we've attended a couple of shows, what have you, right? But in some regards, I feel like we're on that spectrum where we criticize it way too much when it comes down to it, right? Where everyone else in the media out there praises it for what it's worth. And that's fine too. It is what it is, right? But this is, I feel like, the most complimentary I feel like I've been towards Tony, right? In my opinion, and I'll let you guys be the judge. Tony Khan's inexperience is in full display regarding William Regal leaving AEW to return to WWE. It happens. We all make errors once in a while. Hopefully, he learns from this and moves forward.
Yeah.
That was like the nicest thing I ever tweeted to this guy.
Yeah, it was very middle of the road. It was no opinion pointed. It was very like straightforward. It was no like agenda in it, which is true, and I very much agree with your tweet. But here's the thing: he's making two big errors because he lost William Regal and he's getting ready to lose CM Punk.
Yes,
so
and
those
you lost
are two.
Well, technically three because you also lost Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, you lost Cody Rhodes. You lost three big players. Well, two big players and a veteran.
You lost, like you just said right now. He lost a veteran with so much wisdom that should have been with you in these booking meetings, right? And two talents. Granted, right? I'm not saying CM Punk is the second coming of Ric Flair or Dusty Rhodes here. We're not saying that, nor is Punk or Cody. We're not saying that, even though Cody's Dusty's son, right? But you lost all these three names, and you're not even a 5-year-old company yet. That's the sad part about it. But nonetheless, it's funny you were talking about, again, veterans and maturity, right? And all that stuff, right? And how a lot of talent don't want to hear it. EC3, Mr. Control Your Narrative, right? Former WWE star, former Impact Wrestling World Champion, trouble, right? And he basically appeared on the Wrestling Outlaws podcast, and he said that he was told Regal quickly regretted joining AEW. This is what he said, in quote, "When he went over to AEW, the word was, he said, I immediately regret this decision. There's very much a maturity issue here within management." That's what he said.
Yeah, I mean, excuse me. But unfortunately, I agree with the guy. I agree. There's no way that you have a lot of these guys slip through the cracks if you can't look at yourself and what you're spewing to your locker room.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go back to this word again because this word is gonna hit home every time. Maturity. You will never see this. I hate to compare it.
At Paul's show, you'll never see it.
Not even Paul's show, in WWE show in the history.
You'll never see on this guy's show.
Even if Vince was there, you would never see it.
Under this new regime. The old regime, I can't make it, I promise. We
No,
can't
no,
make
no.
it
The
happen.
old regime, you wouldn't see it neither. Like they will have some fallouts, but they will quickly rectify it. It'll
Oh,
be
whoa, whoa, whoa,
rectified.
whoa, 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 whoa.
It'll be rectified. It'll be dead in the water, and then they'll hand out repercussions later, for the sake of the show. In this new regime, yeah, you wouldn't see this at all. Everybody's close knit, everybody listens to each other. Um, like I said before, Triple H's regime is still rebuilding. He's still trying to get all the guys that his father-in-law fired.
Or get busting the contract. Like on Friday on SmackDown, real quick, Tegan Knox showed up. No reaction whatsoever. No one
No,
gave a shit.
because she has no momentum.
Yes.
I
And to be
mean, it's
fair,
unfortunate. It's unfortunate because every time she comes back, she gets hurt,
yeah, she's
and
injury prone at this
yeah,
point.
she's injury prone to the highest power. Unfortunately, she's a good talent, really good talent, but it goes back to what was that? The Mae Young Classic where
She
she where she
was doing.
tore her, yeah, she tore her ACL first
Yes.
round on a dive. Ever since then, it's just boom, 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 injury, comeback, injury, comeback, injury, comeback,
Yeah.
injury.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So back to, again, I just want to just mention that real quick. But here's the thing. I'm gonna read some comments. Okay, I'm gonna read some comments real quick. King Spartan writes here. AEW can't retain anyone. What's up, Frantic World? AEW fumbled the bag, and Steven is right and not a complainer. Thank you. I appreciate that, King Spartan. I appreciate that. I think some people forget that AEW is still young, which they are, yes.
They're
And
young.
we're going to see, yes, but it's fine if you make a mistake. It's fine.
Yeah.
It happens. But when you lose three of your top names,
Mm-hmm.
right? And William Regal, who could like we mentioned earlier ago, like a couple minutes ago, who should have been in every booking meeting with Tony Khan, right? And feed off of William Regal. If you're Tony Khan, hey man, you have Regal at your disposal, bro. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Granted, you have all the other names too, like Christopher Daniels, Jerry Lynn, Dean Malenko, right? Dustin Rhodes. Again, guys that have been places, seen the game for what it's worth, been champions wherever they've been, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a young talent there, fuck, why would you not go to these guys for advice?
Right.
Take it and run with it, right?
Right.
And then you lose Cody, and you're about to lose CM Punk. It'll be a miracle if Punk stays in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
It will be a miracle. I know your boy is talking about they all got to cut the bullshit and just make some money, which I agree with.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just put your feet on the floor, put your feet on the ground, put your hand on your chest here, and be realistic about it. It ain't happening. It ain't happening here. We got Pelou writes here. I can see Regal regret signing with AEW because only 4 months after he signed, Vince re-signed, and that's when he was really thinking about wanting to go back.
Mm-hmm.
If AEW doesn't have the Elite and Adam Page, then they're in trouble.
I would say more so the Elite instead of Adam Page. Adam Page really isn't a.
I mean, he's a part of that group, but it's like
he's a part of the group, but he's always gonna be the guy in the background.
Yeah, basically, he's like the
He was
drummer
that
of
in
the
the Bullet
group.
Club. Yeah, he was that in the Bullet Club, and he's gonna be that in the Elite.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I mean, he's made some more. He's made a name for himself. He's got some fanfare. He's over every time he comes back, but it's just the way that they book the guy is just. Yeah, we'll toss Hangman out there. If he lose, okay, we can build him back up to lose again, and only to build him back up to lose again. But yeah, he's always going to be that guy in the background. So if they lose the Elite, then yeah, they're done for. Not so much Adam Page. Adam Page, you can lose him and still keep going because he's barely on TV as it is.
Barely on TV, yeah. So there's that too. I know Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor, because literally, bro, there's a pay-per-view. Oh my God, good for you, Romeo. Romeo won his parlay today, yo.
He did.
Good
Awesome, man.
for
I'm glad somebody's winning.
fuck, yo. Yesterday, yo, me, you, during the Colts versus Cowboys game, everything was going great. Near the end, it's like, God damn it, yo. You motherfuckers. You motherfuckers, yo. Fuck you, Matt Ryan. You there, Mike?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm just shaking my head in disgust. I ain't got nothing to say.
I thought you would have said something like, yeah, man, I agree, bruh. Fuck that, Matt Ryan. So I'm trying to find this article real quick here. Let's go to my profile here. It's on Twitter. Let's see here. Here it is. So Ring of Honor. Shout out to John Alba, by the way. This is their press release. But yeah, here you go. Ring of Honor is having a pay-per-view this Saturday. I'm sure we all know this by now. We're moving on. Let's move on here, okay? Let's move on real quick. I don't want to be stuck on this Regal talk and all that shit.
Yeah, there's really not much else to say. It's just they messed up.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the press release from Ring of Honor, right? Final Battle pay-per-view to stream on Bleacher Report Saturday, December 10th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Special afternoon event available live on BR app, Bleacher Report website, connected to devices for $39.99.
Yeah, $40. Come on, man.
Yeah, this is the press. Ring of Honor will return to Bleacher Report for a special ROH Final Battle pay-per-view event on Saturday, December 10th at 4 p.m. Eastern. A proving ground for some of wrestling's biggest stars and highly anticipated event will feature a headline title match between current ROH World Champion The Ocho, Chris Jericho, and Swiss superstar Claudio Castagnoli, with additional title bouts and matches on the stacked card. Mike, do you hear this, Mike? It's a stacked card, Big Mike. It's a stacked card, man. What do you mean? The card for Final Battle features, like we mentioned, the Ring of Honor World title match. You have for the Ring of Honor television title, Samoa Joe versus Juice Robinson. You have Mercedes Martinez defending her Ring of Honor Women's Championship against Athena the Bully, right? You also have the rematch, because everyone's been asking for this shit, right? For the Pure Championship, Daniel Garcia versus Wheeler Yuta. And you have Swerve in Our Glory of Keith Lee and Shane Strickland versus Shane Taylor and J.D. Griffey.
Who?
J.D. Griffey. Yeah, Mike, J.D. Griffey, man. Come on, man. Come on, J.D. Griffey.
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Additional matches will be announced lead up to Saturday. The free 0-hour show will begin at 3 p.m. Eastern on BR and YouTube, leading on to Ring of Honor's Final Battle pay-per-view at 4 p.m. Eastern. Fans watching Ring of Honor Final Battle on the BR app will able to utilize the platform functionally, to comment the greatest moments from the matches in real time and other BR app users. With other BR app users, whatever. Basically, dude, if you want to fork over the $40, this is what you're going to get. Final Battle. Listen, this is not Final Battle. Ring of Honor to me is dead. Hot take. Ring of Honor is dead. What you're seeing, Tony Khan reviving Ring of Honor, and listen, I think it's admirable what he did. He brought it back. He didn't want WWE to take it. So he brought it.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, if I don't hear about a TV deal after the show, what the fuck? It's difficult for me to give a shit about this when you have you dedicate most of the show to Ring of Honor on AEW TV.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a giant clusterfuck.
Mm-hmm.
And furthermore, if again, I don't know how many of you guys are in the chat right now that really followed Ring of Honor over the years, right? Everyone knows Final Battle is Ring of Honor's WrestleMania. Did you know that, Mike? Did you know that?
Yeah, from previous years watching it.
Ring of Honor has always been, that's nice to know. So also I found out here that Ian Riccaboni saying that Honor Club might be relaunched, which is their streaming platform. I want to thank you, Lewis. Thank you for sharing that on the DM here, right? But here's the thing. It's just not Ring of Honor anymore. It's Tony Khan's Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
But go back to what I was saying. Anyone that's followed Ring of Honor from back in the day, even to this point, and you know your Ring of Honor history, you will know Final Battle is always at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Tradition. The old ROH is not coming back, and we are seeing the new ROH. No, this is not Ring of Honor. This is Tony Khan buying another company and not having a fucking clue what to do with it. That's what it is.
Do you think people really care?
No. Do you know why I know this? No, they don't care, bro. Because we know people that are.
Let me finish.
No, I'll just want to point this out there real quick. We know a lot of folks within the wrestling media. They're not even gonna make the trip to fucking Texas to cover the event. That should just tell you all.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think people really care that it's not in the Hammerstein?
As if you're a Ring of Honor purist, traditionalist, yes, you should care because that's tradition. It's tradition. At the end of the day.
Do you think somebody told him that? Like, okay, cool, you're having it in Texas, but it's normally in New York at the Hammerstein Ballroom.
I think he knows, but I think what the situation is the fact that, okay, you have Chris Jericho on the card, right? Mm-hmm. You basically are this multi-billionaire, right? Tony Khan his dad is this fucking billionaire with a shitload of money that he can provide for his son to, for his projects, right?
Mm-hmm.
That he wants to give Ring of Honor what Ring of Honor never had is that big feel presentation.
Okay.
It never had that up until All In 2018. And when Ring of Honor in New Japan did that show at MSG in 2019 for WrestleMania weekend, but people forked over the money to buy tickets to go to that show at MSG. We're not talking Hulu Theater. We're talking big MSG because they thought that Cody and the Elite were going to be there and Kenny Omega.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, Mike, and at the beginning of 2019, they announced AEW.
Yeah.
It never happened.
Yeah.
I guess, this is Tony trying to give it that big event feel by putting it in an arena with a lot of seats. I get that, but it's just not Ring of Honor. It's not.
Yeah. I mean, I want to agree with you on this. I think it'll never have that big feel because they're mixing it in on AEW television. Nor do I think that the fan base it's a big enough fan base for them to fill arenas. They're just piggybacking off of their AEW fan base to make it look like that a lot of people care about Ring of Honor. Can you agree with me on that?
Say that again, because there's like a little cutting off here.
Okay, so I said that that it'll never have that big fight feel because they're piggybacking off of their AEW fan base. And that's the only way it's kind of like manipulating the fan base, thinking that a lot of people care about Ring of Honor. If it was just on its own, do you think that they would fill an arena?
No. Because Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Just because he worried, and I guess a lot of fans worried that WWE was going to come in and fork over Ring of Honor and put it on Peacock, the video library.
Would you rather have liked them to do that at this point?
The problem is, Ring of Honor is like, even before Tony bought Ring of Honor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is in the same spot with Impact Wrestling. There's no buzz.
Yeah.
Yes, there's amazing talent, but
Mm-hmm.
there's just no buzz.
Mm-hmm.
No one gives a shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the bottom line about it. The only way you're going to give a fuck is if you're this diehard, passionate fan of said promotion.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way. But other than that, who gives a fuck?
You know what? When I was at Blood and Guts, they were playing at the time when I think Jay Lethal was still the television champion, or I think
Jay Lethal, television
champion. No, he wasn't the champion. He was feuding with Samoa Joe.
Yes, and Samoa Joe, the TV champion.
Okay, yeah. So they played a video package. I'm thinking, oh, okay, Jay Lethal. We might see a Jay Lethal match, and then they flashed like Ring of Honor at the end. I was like, I don't care. Like, I'm never gonna see that. Like, I don't care about it.
Like, at this point, if you want to relive the glory days of Ring of Honor, like, look behind my wall here. Look behind this fucking ghetto ass wrestling wall behind me.
Yeah.
Right? It's a lot of Ring of Honor 8x10s there.
Yeah.
Had this been me 2013, I used to be deep in the Ring of Honor, yo.
Mm.
Deep in the Ring of Honor.
I've only seen 2 final battles.
Which ones?
So it was the one where Adam Cole became the Ring of Honor World Champion against Kyle O'Reilly.
You mean Kyle O'Reilly became the Ring of Honor World Champion?
Bingo. Thank you.
I was there. Yeah. Hammerstein Ballroom. It was You know what's funny, yo? I go to the meet and greet to meet Adam Cole, and he tells me, "Yeah, man, just so you know, man, the main event is gonna be no holds bar, yo. Hope you're excited." I'm like, "Fuck yeah, my man." I was high as shit too. Like, you already know, my boy. You already know.
And the second one I watched was I might have watched 3. The second one I watched was when Cody. Wasn't it like a fatal 4-way for the title? It was, or a triple threat. Like
Fatal 4. I think no.
Because it was Cody.
It was Cody and Jay Lethal, I believe.
Jay Lethal and Christopher Daniels.
I think it had been a while, but yeah. I remember the Ring of Honor shows that I went to. 2017, it was Cody versus Dalton Castle, and Dalton won the belt. And Dalton Castle felt like a big deal in Ring of Honor, because he was an actual character, right?
Yeah.
And then 2018, it was 2018.
I'm gonna look it up real quick. Give me a sec. I'm gonna look it up and see the final battles that I watched. Hold on. Keep talking. I'm just gonna be blacked out for a second.
Let me look this up too. Final battle. This is what happens when the intern is no longer here, Mike. You see this?
Right.
Had the intern been here right now, bro, we would have all this information ready to go. But you see what Tony Khan did to the intern, bro? You see what happens, man?
Right.
We lose the intern, man. We lose the fucking intern. So 2018.
I seen
2017. Okay, so 2018, it was a ladder match. It was a ladder war. It was the Briscoes versus SoCal Uncensored, Kazarian and Scorpio Sky versus the Young Bucks. I was there for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I went with, and it's funny because I was supposed to go with this girl at the time that I was like talking to and shit. Mm-hmm. And guys, whatever you do, don't take a girl to a wrestling show. You trying to like win her over and shit, right? Don't take it to a wrestling show. It's not it. It's not it, bro. It's not going to get you laid. It's not going to get nothing for you, right? But at the time, we were talking about things that we liked, right? We were talking about shit that we liked. And I opened up like, yeah, I like pro wrestling. She thought it was cool. Like, oh, that's awesome. I want to go to a show one day. So I'm like, fuck, let's go to Final Battle. And I bought 2 tickets, right, and everything. She did not end up going with me.
Oh, I think I remember that you telling me at that time.
And I ended up going with someone else,
a
girl. So it was like, got drunk at the Hammerstein. That was cool. That was cool. And then and then after that, again, she was like a longtime friend of mine who was also into wrestling too. You know what I mean? So there was that. She marked out for the Young Bucks. She marked out for He Who Shall Not Be Named.
Yeah.
The guy with the umbrella. Yeah, him. At the time. Yeah. She liked Dalton Castle's entrance, all that stuff, right? At the time. So a lot changed. I'm an old school ROH fan. This is from Will, by the way. And I understand that the younger fan don't have to love like people our age. These fans look at NXT Black and Gold and like that. That's because NXT Black and Gold, and I know Chase said this years ago. Shout out to Chase Oliver, by the way. He said this. NXT at that time was Ring of Honor on steroids.
Yeah, that's what Ring of Honor should be.
ROH Undeniable is still my favorite pay-per-view. It's a good show too, by the way.
Yeah, so I've seen those 3 final battles, 2016, 2017, 2018. Because I was looking at 2018, I remember that card. So I was like, oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. And that's the only Ring of Honor anything I will watch with this final battle.
Yeah. Like, again, like I said before, I'll watch the show for nostalgia. For nostalgia, hey, it's Ring of Honor, right? Yes, you're going to have Ian Riccaboni on commentary. I'm pretty sure you'll have Caprice Coleman, right? Ian Riccaboni, who I think is an amazing ring commentator, one of the best to fucking do it. You're going to have Bobby Cruz, arguably one of the best ring announcers to ever fucking do it. At the end of the day, one of the best to ever fucking do it. I put him up there with Howard Finkel. That's how good Bobby Cruz is as a ring announcer. Surprise AEW, when AEW was starting, they didn't try to bring him in. Right? You'll have all that shit, but it's just not the same for me. It's just not Ring of Honor. It's Tony Khan's presentation of Ring of Honor. All right? But this is not worth fucking $40. I'm sorry. It's not worth $40. If you want to fork over the $40, it's your money. Do what you want with it. I'm good, bro. That's why you got to look up Peruvian BR Live.
Right.
If you will. So there's that. Also, this Saturday, you also have NXT. Put it this way, dude. I don't even feel like predicting. I don't even feel like doing prediction for Final Battle. That's how sad this shit is. Listen, I'm going to be generous for you guys, like for you, Mike, Chase, and Walter. I'm not going to put you guys through the torture of doing 2 predictions in one show. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I'll tell you what I'll do. On Thursday will do a prediction video like the good old days, right? Like the good old fucking days of the YWC, right? I'll do a prediction video for Final Battle. Okay? On my own, I'll do a little video, record it like the good old days, right? But Friday, we're just predicting and the deadline. Okay. There you go. That's the plan. Okay. The little bonus for you guys, little bonus from yours truly. All right. Let's move on here because, like, holy shit, I gotta be out of here in a little bit anyway. The Rock has also been in the news, and I feel we should have gone with The Rock first because he's in the fucking thumbnail, right? The Rock is also in the news, Big Mike. So there's discussion, right? No, the end of the year is coming, right? We're at the end of the year. Everyone's looking forward to the beginning of the year for Wrestle Kingdom, right?
Yeah.
But if you're on the WWE side, right, it's more for the Royal Rumble, the beginning of the road to WrestleMania. And a lot of discussions going around that The Rock is a candidate, a strong candidate to win the 2023 Royal Rumble. That's the word going around right now, Big Mike. When you hear this, bro, how did this be? Oh, I see the tongue. I'm like, oh yes, oh yes. There's even
if there
talk.
was any,
He might be number 30. Number 30.
Ooh. So that means that, man. I mean, this is a good way to get people excited. Because we still like they're showing like Cody like video packages and stuff, getting people geared back up for Cody. So I don't know, man, but if this is a year to do it, yeah, you can do that. Even though people really want Cody to win the Royal Rumble, but over The Rock, no. Let The Rock get this one.
Here's my thing, right? The last thing I want to see happen, Mike, is 2014 Rumble all over again.
But ain't nobody gonna boo The Rock like that. This is The Rock.
Here's the thing, right?
They booed him by association, but they're not gonna boo him on his own.
2014, it was Batista. Remember when Batista came in? He won.
Oh yeah. 2015 was Roman.
Roman and The Rock did this. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, he knew it.
Yeah. 2014, yeah, because people wanted Daniel Bryan to win.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably not gonna happen either, because everybody wants The Rock to face Roman Reigns at this point. I think that's like majority of the people that wants to see that.
Yes.
So
go on. I'm sorry.
If there's any other year to do it, this is the year. Like, you got to pull the trigger if you want to. Like, I know they want to build a massive show for the Hollywood show in LA at SoFi. If you can somehow squeeze The Rock night 1, Stone Cold night 2, heck, I'm gonna be a homer here. Put like a glimpse of CM Punk here if he's gone.
Oh, you gotta go for the Hail Mary. Hail Mary.
I'm going for the Hail Mary, bro.
You're gonna be Dan Prescott trying to give the ball to Ezekiel Elliott.
Right.
What should have been yesterday. What should have been.
Right. What should have been. But
you're gonna be Matt Ryan trying to give the ball to Jonathan Taylor. What should have been yesterday.
What should have been. But yeah, this is the year.
Wait, did I say Dan? I mean Dax. Did I say Dex Prescott or Dox Prescott?
You said Dak. You said Dak.
Okay. I thought I said Dan. I'm like, what the fuck wrong with me?
You said Dak Prescott.
See, I'm getting there. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. All right, we're getting there.
Yeah. But this is the year to do it. I mean, I was struggling to figure out. Like, I figured out our Final Four a couple weeks back without The Rock. So if you want to add The Rock in my Final Four, like Theory, Rollins, Cody, Rock.
Oh no, man!
You got the future, the present, the super over guy, and then a legend,
the GOAT, the fucking in the eye of people, the GOAT. Right?
Yeah.
I get that. And listen, I love Rock. I was there WrestleMania 29. Okay, I was there, seeing Rock wrestle John Cena for the second time. A match no one asked for. No one asked for twice in a lifetime. No one asked for that match. Remember?
That was my once in a lifetime. Was my first WrestleMania purchase in a while.
No, but I was there for twice in a lifetime.
Yeah, twice in a lifetime in New York. Yeah,
and it sucked.
Yeah,
because you knew.
It was nothing but finishers.
Yeah. Now, I don't think we're getting. See here, Will writes here. If Rock and Stone Cold is in the Rumble, you know they're gonna have them face off. I don't think we're getting Austin in the Rumble though.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting all. If this is the thing, dude.
Imagine, bro. Before, like, let's say we're
tears.
Let's say we're like in number, I don't know, 13, right? Bam. The next thing you hear is, at
13, CM Punk at 13.
Imagine, Because you gotta think about it, right? You want to put a surprise on a random number. Keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna just put. You gotta make it obvious. CM Punk at 24 to honor Bret Hart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not gonna put Steve Austin at number 16 because 316, right?
Right.
Or number 3 because he won 3 Rumbles already. You know what I mean?
Right. You're not gonna keep him in there that long.
You're not keeping him along either. Hell no. We're not gonna put The Rock at number 30. That's predictable as shit.
If there's a year, this is the year to really stack this sucker up.
I know, and I agree with you. However, I hope that they don't try to sabotage their Royal Rumble, because to me, at the end of the day, the person that should be taking that belt off Roman Reigns is Cody Rhodes. The story is there.
The story is there.
At the same time, I'm in the belief that you're gonna get 2 nights of Roman Reigns. You could now think about it, you could do Rock and Roman. Listen, there's ways around this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You can have Rock win the Royal Rumble. That's fine. Have him win the Rumble, but you have Cody win the Chamber.
Yeah. This year, don't put the champion in the Chamber.
Well, you can.
You can't. I'm talking about like in the match, the Chamber match.
Hear me out, because I believe. Listen, they're in Montreal, right? They're in Montreal, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna want to have something with Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns to do. So this is what you do. You do 2 chamber matches. One where Roman is defending that title inside the chamber.
Mm-hmm.
And then you do a separate chamber, because they love doing these 2 chamber matches, right? Every time there's a chamber pay-per-view, they love doing 2 chamber matches, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you do one with Roman defending that title or both belts, right? Whatever the fuck it may be, whatever the case is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in that match, you do Roman, but you also put Sami Zayn. And in the story, you have Roman telling Sami leading into the match that, hey, you're going to lay down for me.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to lay down, and Sami doesn't do it because it's in his hometown, right?
Mm-hmm.
And his pride will let him do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where they turn on him, right? The bloodline turns on him right there. Then in the second chamber, you do a match to determine who's going to face Roman Reigns, right, on night 2. Some shit like that. It's so confusing. So because how the fuck do you explain to the listeners or the viewers that are watching that Roman defending that belt on 2 nights of Mania?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If Rock's already getting a shot, if Rock wins, that's the thing about it, bro. It's so confusing right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
But on night 1, you do Rock and Roman.
Mm-hmm.
On night 2, you do Roman and Cody.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where Roman loses the belts. And that's where Roman goes away for a year and a half. In my opinion. The man's earned
like he takes a whole year off.
A whole sabbatical. Like a whole time off. Because you gotta think about this, right? It's a new chapter.
Mm-hmm.
WrestleMania is the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The night after, it's like a whole new beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
Here's this theory. I've seen this theory too, and I've been looking at the bloodline a little too deep, and I might.
Oh, imagine here, bro. Imagine you hear the coin drop.
Hey, that'd be dope to see Okada come in.
Our
WWE
boy Okada. Is that Okada?
That'd be dope. But I've been looking at the bloodline just a little bit, and I've been noticing a certain someone, put the finger down. I've been noticing someone who's refusing or a little too cool for school to put up the 1.
Our boy Soul Sikoa.
Yeah, and I've seen this on Twitter too. I don't know, Stephanie from True to the Heat.
Stephanie
She
Ives?
she put a tweet up, and she said, "What if the elders sent Solo?" Like they sent him, but what if she put the emphasis on sent? Like, what if they sent him
As in,
to break this whole thing up?
Well, here's the thing, though. When Solo showed up on the main roster,
Yeah,
y'all must have forgot, Solo Sikoa acknowledged Roman Reigns as the tribal chief.
he did. But what if they, he didn't struggle in doing that. You know how Jay struggled? Jay struggled. Jimmy struggled. The only two people that didn't struggle was Sammy and Solo. And Solo was unexpected. Like, even Roman said, I didn't call for you, but
you're here now.
You're here now. Acknowledge me. And he was like, I acknowledge you. Like,
my tribal chief.
My tribal chief. Yeah.
Like we acknowledge our tribal chief.
Yeah, me, Chase, and Walter.
What do you mean? Come on, man. Come on.
You pick Drew McIntyre.
But I apologize, though. I apologize.
That ain't enough. But back to what I was saying.
I'm about to do 20 squats, dude, just to apologize. That might do it. That might.
But nonetheless, like, what if he did it just to have him at ease? Have him thinking like, okay, I'm comfortable. My fam's here, and then Solo just switch, and he's there to put Roman in his place.
He's like, he acknowledges the other tribal chief,
right?
And that's Dwayne,
right?
I mean, here's the thing about it, right? There's ways around this. There's ways around all this shit, right? But the point is, though, they're not even sure yet if Rock's going to do it because we're not even sure what the schedule like.
Yeah.
That's
they said he doesn't have a movie to shoot a movie in the area. It's just after.
Yes.
Because if he gets hurt and he signs on for a movie after, he has to be on the shelf, and then that insurance policy goes out the window.
Yeah. So I'm in the belief here that, listen, night one, you do Rock and Roman. The two tribal chiefs, right? Who's the real tribal chief in this bitch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's the real head of the table, right? Mm-hmm. Who gets the fucking turkey leg at the Thanksgiving table, right?
All right. Imagine those promos.
Oh man, yo.
Imagine us imagining promos from Roman Reigns this far in his career. We never wanted to see this dude speak.
Bro, I'm at the gym I'm at the gym a couple of days ago, and I'm on the treadmill. I'm walking, right? I elevate the treadmill and I walk, right? Mm-hmm. And I replayed John Cena and Roman Reigns promo from like 2017, where Cena just fucking owned him, bro. Like, I'll never forget the line. You should be thankful I'm part-time because I can do this part-time better than you can ever do this full-time. Like, oh shit. Or who could ever forget? It's called the promo. If you want to be the big dog, you gotta learn to do it eventually. You gotta learn to do it. Oh, I'm like, damn,
yo. Yeah.
Fast forward now, 5 years later. Oh man.
Yeah, he's mastered it.
He mastered it, yeah. He's mastered it. Already ballot Hall of Famer. I don't give a fuck what anyone says, yo. Yeah. For already ballot Hall of Famer, yo.
A part of me wanted to like Roman Reigns back in the day, but he had too much heat to even say, oh, well, I kind of like it. It was like, oh, you stupid, you this, you that. And I was like, all right, whatever, I hate it too.
Nah, bro. I remember back in the day, yo, me and Chase were on the whole Roman train, yo. And everyone was just like, man, y'all dumb for that shit, bro. Y'all motherfuckers dumb, yo. It's all about the farm animal. Well, we were right all along.
Yeah, I was a closet Roman liker.
But again, we'll see how all this shit goes down. We'll see all this shit goes down. Okay.
Yeah.
The way things are going, The Rock might be another part-time world champion. I don't think he wins the title though.
No.
By God, it's The Rock.
Yeah, there was a time that we needed Jim Ross in WWE. This is it.
I'll be honest. I wish he was still around now.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised, dude. I know we talked about this earlier about, oh my God, AEW, you lost William Regal, Cody Rhodes, soon CM Punk. Don't be surprised if Jim Ross is next, dude. because to be fair with you, bro, AEW doesn't need Jim Ross. They don't need him. I know a lot of folks want to just, go on the fact that, oh my God, Jim Ross is this legend, in which he is. Don't get it twisted, but they don't need him. AEW at this point, I can understand in the beginning, yes, he's the voice of wrestling, right? And every wrestler, for them, it'll be a privilege to have Jim Ross call their match. But now at this stage of the game, bro, you have Excalibur, right? The man in the mask, right? Man in the mask, right? Tony Schiavone, who's also one of the best to ever fucking do it. You have Taz. You're good. You don't need a 4-man booth. You don't need, you're good with what you have already. And I know Tony, out of respect, still has him around. But at this stage of the game, bro, they don't need Jim Ross anymore. Yeah, I don't know if I'm the only one that feel this way. Y'all may think, y'all could probably disagree with me, which is fine. Mike could probably disagree with me on that one. That's fine, too. What you think?
I mean, all they got him doing is Rampage and the pay-per-views. I would like to see in AEW a 2-man booth for Dynamite and then a 3-man booth for Rampage. A 2-man booth of Taz and Schiavone and a 3-man booth of Schiavone, Excalibur, and Taz.
And on pay-per-views.
And on pay-per-views. And that's it.
I mean, again, we were talking about Steve Austin, right? Like last year, he wrestled Kevin.
Yeah.
He wrestled Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. Imagine had it been Jim Ross calling that match.
Yeah.
Stone Cold, Stone Cold, Stone Cold, Stone Cold, Stone Cold, Stone Cold.
Yeah, man, that'll be something.
Word. But let's move on. Let's move on from all this with our last thing on the show here. I know Mike didn't want to watch this shit, and I kind of feel bad that I made him watch it. All right, I feel bad as fuck that I made him watch it. I don't know how many of you we go on Peacock, right? But there's this documentary on Peacock that premiered a couple of weeks ago or so. It's a 3-parter. It's the Dangerous Breed, Crime, Cons, and Cats from Teddy Hart. It's the saddest thing I ever seen. It's sad. It's tragic. Yeah. On every single level.
Yeah.
Every single fucking level. He's tragic because here's a guy who should have been this amazing wrestler, right? Because say what you want about him, yes, all this, whatever the fuck it may be. Here's a guy who was his own worst enemy.
Yep.
Here's a guy who has the last name. You would think, oh my God, bro, this guy's supposed to be, he was the youngest to be hired and fired by WWE because he did not want to be coached. Mike, what was your overall take on this whole thing? Because I don't want to stay on this shit way too long.
Okay.
The faster, the better. The faster we get this through the shit, the better.
Teddy Hart is the documentary. I mean, it was well put together. Shout out to WWE for producing it. And what was the gentleman's name that tried to?
But fuck him, bro.
His name was Fred.
Fred something. But fuck him, bro. At first, it's like fuck him, bro, because you literally put this out there on camera, that part where him and that girl, Machiko, whatever the heck her name is, right? They're at a restaurant and he's just going off on her, and he's filming this shit. Homie, what are we doing?
This is an eye opener at what a lot of these reality shows do. Reality shows are made to destroy lives. That's what they are, and it sucks that majority of them are in Black culture. That's another discussion for another time. But that's just the way it is. You know, even the Ozzy Osbourne show, it destroyed their family. This was made. Reality TV was made to destroy people. Um, so yeah, screw that guy. But at the end of the day, he tried to make it right because of what was her name? Sammy Haler.
The girl that went missing,
Yeah,
Samantha Fiddler.
Fiddler. Yeah,
Samantha Fiddler. Yeah.
Yeah, Samantha Fiddler. Um, Samantha Fiddler. He tried to make that right, but Teddy Hart, this dude, sucks. Terrible human being. He only cares about himself. He's guilty. You can
Of
just
every
tell in his body language of him talking to the guy. And, he's not looking him in the eye. He's playing with his hand. He's barely making eye contact.
Smoking his weed. I love smoking weed
his
too.
weed. Yeah, he's smoking
But
his weed.
I don't go to that extreme though. I smoke my weed, but I don't go to that extreme.
He's a negative on marijuana culture.
Yeah,
because those type of people don't need it. They need actual help. And
Jesus, bro.
I mean, he had a rough upbringing, losing his siblings, but that's no reason to ruin everybody else's life because you're unhappy. The term hurt people is Teddy Hart.
Yes. And again, someone lost some. There's some 3 kids lost her mom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because she was sold a bag of goods. Teddy Hart promised her fame, fortune.
And he's a scam artist too. Everything in each episode he meets a new person. Oh, I'm starting a new wrestling school. Oh, I'm starting a new wrestling school. Oh, I'm starting those poor punks that joined his quote unquote wrestling school for $2,000 a month to take care of his freaking cats.
It's a shitload of cats, right, bro?
Yes, but to take care of his cat, just for him to screw it up and leave the country and leave them high and freaking dry.
I know it's something we shouldn't play, but to all those folks that got fucked over and scammed, right? I know, but
congratulations, you played yourself,
dude. It's like every other year that they paid attention to him, it's like, oh, I'm starting a new wrestling school. Oh, I'm starting a new wrestling school. Come with me. I'm starting a new wrestling school. When they was that one WrestleMania, what was that? WrestleMania 35 or 31, when they were in Santa Clara and they song, and or was it 32? Because they said
32,
Dallas.
32.
Yeah. And they were in Dallas and they met him. He was like, oh yeah, I'm starting a new wrestling school. Come on down to Florida. And then that dude that has the wrestling school in Florida.
Oh yeah, that Jason Rance. Yeah, the guy who from Team Vision Dojo. Yeah.
Yeah. When they were getting into him,
bruh.
And they showed those fetish matches. You know how you do it? You go through an internet wormhole. You just searching random shit on the internet. And you're like, how did I get here? And it's like, how did I get here? I ran into like a handful of those videos. I was like, oh, this guy's in charge of that?
Not only that, but the main point is the guy's a registered sex offender.
On top of that, yeah.
He had sex with a 15 or 14-year-old girl, got her drunk, got high, whatever. He was also on that Tool Academy, the show, the reality TV show, Tool Academy. He was on that. He lasted like 1 episode. Not only that, but he's training minors.
Yeah.
Did you know in 2019 when AEW were doing those like this is before Dynamite, right? Before Dynamite and all that shit. Kenny Omega for that video game show, remember? Like it was I think it was Fyter Fest, where they did that collab with CEO, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
They used one of his rings. they booked him on one of the matches on the pre-show, not realizing that, hey, this guy's a sex offender. They didn't know.
I think they knew.
No, they didn't know. Supposedly they didn't know. To answer this question here, why is WWE doing things about Ted? I don't think it's mostly WWE though. This is not a WWE project.
Yeah, they just produced it.
What they did was just send clips that they've had from Teddy Hart.
From years back.
From years back in developmental, when he wrestled on those Velocity shows. Even though, yes, WWE is with Peacock, they'll get some, claims and shit like that. But again, Teddy Hart is something you guys should not thrive to be like.
No.
It's something
you
that
should even think about being a person like him.
No. And the sad part about it is, bro, dude's still getting booked. And one of these
because there's scumbag promoters everywhere.
In these outlaw independent shows out there. There's like a show here in Jersey. There's a show out here like in Jersey that's booking him for I think sometime in a couple of weeks. And people, and the thing is now, when people that are like one of these canceled wrestlers, right? Quote unquote canceled wrestlers, right? When they get booked on shows, you'll get people on Twitter will backlash. Oh, why are you booking him? I will never support you guys again. This whatnot. And the promoter is like going back and forth with fans. That's not what you do.
No.
At the end of the day. Again, fuck Teddy Hart. Fuck the guy who did the documentary. Yeah, man, that's all I can really say about it. Yeah.
And then one of the other biggest goofs, that Bill dude with the beard.
Yeah. Nah, he the thing about, he's a goof, but I feel like he even realized, man, like years later, because you remember they interviewed him like fast forward, to present time and shit. Bro, he fucking financed a fucking Jaguar.
Yeah. He financed a lot of things. Yeah.
Yes. A lot of things. And he got nothing in return. A man got nothing in return.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Yeah.
Sad, man. It's fucking sad. I know he was part of MLW at one point. He was their middleweight champion. This was like 2019, 2018.
Who, Teddy Hart?
Yeah, Teddy Hart. You got to remember, yes, people were trying to get him canceled then, right? But they didn't really have anything, like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't have anything on him, right? But now this documentary is just the eye opener, I feel like, more than anything.
Yeah.
So there's that. My bad, Mike. I did not mean to put you through that.
As soon as we got off the football stream, I turned it on. I'm like, dude, this shit is. I was like, what?
Man, this is some bullshit.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I was like, dog. I said, this is. But it got interesting towards the thing. It's not a complete waste of time, but it was like, man, this is just sad.
Sad as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It really, really is. Anyway, we're about to pull a bow on this because, man, I got things to do. But want to thank you guys for tuning in this week. We'll be back next week where we will be recapping Deadline and maybe Final Battle. It depends how I'm feeling really about that. Give it a little quick recap. But this Friday on Around the Point, we'll be predicting NXT Deadline. I will be predicting Final Battle and a separate video. Because I know there'll be people saying, oh, you're predicting Final Battle? No, we're not, but I will. Okay? I know it's going to happen. It's going to be that one jabroni in the comments or in the chat. I love you all, by the way. how come you guys not predicting Final Battle? I'll take care of it, okay? I'll take care of it. But Big Mike, let them know where can they check you out. What you got going on, brother?
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at DetroitGamer313. Possibly going to be on True Hill Heat for Raw and Monday Night Football. Possibly. Don't know yet.
The Buccaneers
Tampa Bay and New Orleans.
Okay. Should we get a parlay going, Mike? No.
I might do one. I don't know.
Okay.
It's not going to have any touchdowns in it. It's probably going to be all yards.
Fair enough. You guys can check me out on Twitter at HeelSteven, Instagram, all that fun stuff. Like I said, Friday we're predicting deadline. And we'll cover some other stuff that's going on in the wrestling news and all that shit. But I will be doing a Final Battle prediction likely on Thursday. After Dynamite, okay? But Friday, deadline prediction. And this coming Monday, we'll recap deadline and I'll recap Final Battle. All right. With that being said, I want to thank you guys again for tuning in. You guys are awesome as always. If you are once again new to the YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button down below. All right. For myself, for Big Mike, this has been another installment of Steve's Kitchen. Peace out, everybody.
Listen. Fuck up. Get out.